Hey there, sheepdoggers, and welcome to Sheepdog's unfair review of Starbound. Yes, Starbound, you remember that game, don't you? Ages ago, who knows when people were all talking about it and how amazing it was, and then everyone forgot about it after a while, and now I'm doing an unfair review on it, because why not? Yeah, it's still in early access. I don't know, it's in beta, apparently. Yes, you can see down the bottom here it says beta. Basically, Starbound was one of those games that has really, I think, really kind of been a little bit damaged by early access. It's one of those games where everyone was, oh, it's so amazing and there's so much to do and it's sandbox and it's survival and it's awesome and blah. There are your options, by the way. That's about enough of that. Oh, yeah, there you go. And then people overplayed it, and now people don't really play it that much anymore because they overplayed it. And when they add new content, it's not enough, so that people get fairly bored of it fairly quickly. So we'll just make a quick character. Sure, why not? Let's make him that, but we'll also make him hair color. Where's hair color? Beard style? Hairstyle? No, fur color. There we go, fur color. We'll make him. Well, actually, over 9,000, etc. And then you can life twinkles, twinkle tickler, eye head, star hands, coif thrower, mud cutter. Yeah, mud cutter. Why not? And it's all kind of randomly generated, and well, I don't think it's randomly generated exactly. But yeah, this is it's Terraria with space stuff as well, and you can move to different planets, and it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit more ambitious in that sense. Oh, for God's sake, I forgot to. And when you first start playing it, it's really, really cool. It doesn't exactly get worse as time goes on. It's not a terrible game or anything, but there's only so much you can do before it all becomes very samey, very similar, and just a little bit kind of meh. And this is the problem, is it was released in early access. It's still early access. It's in beta, and people are, especially when people enjoy something, people are always going to overplay things. So when the time comes for this to finally be released, even if they do add more content, they haven't completely, it's not a completely new game. It doesn't have all the content. It's not releasing all the content at the same time, etc., etc., etc. And it's just going to be not as impressive. People are going to probably play it a little bit. Some people will enjoy it enough to keep going. Others will just be very much, kind of, well, I've played this. There's a few extra features and things, but for the most part, I've already played this game. I've played it to death. I'm bored of it now. I'm gonna go and play something else, whatever the hell else they want to. Is this? No, fine. Yeah, and what you do is you go and grab different things. You then craft. You've got all the kind of standard. It is very, 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 very similar to 35 craft. Very, very similar to a lot of these crafting games. Minecraft, Terraria especially. And then you go back and you can set up on the ship, you can set up on the planet. But to be honest, if you're not going to set up on the ship, what's the point, basically? Because you're going to be moving from planet to planet. You're going to be searching for better planets, and you've got minerals that you can find. Like, for example, here is some copper. There is some iron. You've got coal as well, which is your fuel. You've got random animals who will attack you for no apparent reason. Some are friendly, some are not. You can tell which one is which because one set will charge you and the other set will just ignore you, basically. And it's fairly easy to die for the most part. You have to be a little bit careful. There we go. And you know, you've got different types of weapons. You've got kind of ranged. You've got different things. There's quite a lot to it. Oh, for God's sake. And actually, something that it kind of reminds me of, for some weird reason, is Spore. Like all the different types of animals you can find and etc. Yeah, just a little bit for no apparent reason. It's just like, oh, feels a little sporey. So yeah, there you go. This you know, aside from here, it's all very much. I'm not going to say the same. It's all very much similar from this. You know, you find new things. You can find some really quite interesting stuff as well as you explore. You know, you find random labs, and you know there are different races, and the different races have different kind of buildings. You can find pirates and trade with them to a certain extent. You can just run through kind of a ape lab and steal a whole load of stuff from them. Some will attack you, some won't, and it's not too bad. You know, I just think literally people have played too much of it. And it's especially true of these games where, you know, you really enjoy them, you really like them, and you can't stop yourself from overplaying them before they're ready to play. I'm talking about early access here, of course. You can't stop yourself from overplaying the damn things, so you end up overplaying them and then losing interest in them because there's not enough content because it's not finished yet. And this is the thing, is it's not the fault of the people who made the game, because you know they just made the game, they put it on early access, you bought it, you know, you etc etc etc. So it is your, what the bloody hell's a heart forge for all your holiday crafting needs? Oh, is it like a Valentine's Day or something? I don't care about that. Yeah, you bought the game, you played it too much. It is your fault if you're bored with it. But at the same time, you know, I don't agree with early access. I don't particularly like it. So for myself, I'm kind of thinking, you know, well, fair enough if you're bored with it, because to be honest, I am / would be too. You know, there you go. I mean, it's not your fault you're bored with the game that you know, played a fair amount, because yeah, there's no reason not to be bored. Okay, we need more bloody cobblestone. You know, I'm not going to be going too far in this because I don't particularly need to progress far, you know, to show you. You know, again, you get random things. We might have something interesting in here. Crappy Prodder, it's a new weapon. You've got, you know, DPS, swing speed, and DPS here is 9, DPS is 4, so yeah, switch it around, and then you can see you've got different types of reach, and you can see I do more damage there, so it's kind of, and it swings quicker, and oh, he's going to die because poison. And yeah, I mean, there you go. I don't particularly need to do that much else, really. I mean, you've got silver, and you've got the same kind of progression, silver, gold, you know, things. And you can run around, find new things. Javelins. Stimpaks. Rotten Prodder. It's got the same DPS, but it's got a fire thing to it, which sets people on fire, and then they die. Yay. And sometimes it just kills them, and I don't want to go down there. That will poison me and kill me. And yeah, what I would be doing is I'd be, you know, getting I'd be getting things that I'd be getting a pickaxe by getting I don't know how to get that, but never mind. I think you just right click or something. And it does look quite cool, and you know, you got the background and the planet, and you know, what I would have loved myself would be a game like this, except for about exploring different planets. You know, maybe you and a couple of mates, and you jump down, you have no supplies. Are you guys hostile? No, we cool? Okay, we cool. And you have a couple of guys, and you run around and you explore like big, vast expanse of, oh fuck me, I'm dead. Kind of a vast expanse of of planets, and you know it could be really cool, and you know you wouldn't need that much because it's all about landing on the planet and surviving, getting enough fuel to move on to the next one. You know, some places have really cool something, some places have other really cool something, etc, etc, etc. Here's a good example. I'm probably going to die here because that's how it is in the monkey world. Bananas, I think we can use as food, can't we? Yeah. Doesn't seem to be any monkeys here, any apes. And yeah, you got other things. I can take any of this stuff here and just I think some of these can break as well. But yeah, I can take any of these things and just put them on my ship, and you know I can customize anything. You know, all of this stuff is lootable, and it is quite cool. I think it's mostly decorative. Maybe later on, hopefully, you know, there'll be more kind of things that do stuff. If you want to get back your health, one thing I like is if you want to get back your health, you don't stay you don't stay eaten. For God's sake, you don't stay full. You don't fill yourself up. You know, if you've got full hunger bar, you still don't gain life. You have to either sleep in a bed or use bandages, or you know, kind of a health gaining potion style thing, which is quite nice. You know, it's a bit more realistic for my money, as that could be interpreted. And this looks like a... yeah, I thought that might hurt me. Okay, so... yeah, and poisoned, and then I'm gonna die. Unfortunately, but... yeah, and then you'll respawn, and etc. And this is like a kind of... It's just a nice little test to get past, so you can get some kind of reward. It's probably not really worth it. Quite often with these things, they're not worth it, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, I don't feel like I need to take it much further, to be honest. Like, it is what it is, and you can see, if you go here, you can see, you know, this is the planet we're on. We can move to here if we have a certain amount of fuel. It doesn't actually say. It says can't land for some reason. And then you have your system, and you can go to a different place and go like, oh, we can go here if we had fuel, which we don't. But yeah, forest and arid and desert and moon, that's actually very useful. This one doesn't have any atmosphere as far as I know. And it looks like you know, snow and forest and etc. But they're all very much the same. You know, the animals look different, but they're all pretty much the same. You know, the places look different. They have, you know, one has snow and one has, but very little changes. You know, like the snow one, you'll get too cold and you'll have to, you know, have fires ready to warm you up. But at the end of the day, it's not, for most of them, they're not that different. It could, if they were massively varied biomes and you know really important to learn how to survive on each one. And again, this is like tech and 3D printer. You know, you can print out an Apex flag. There you go, scan. Do I have that? Yeah, we have that. So now we can put that there. Put that there. Yes, Apex flag. I claim this in the name of Apex. You know, there you go. It's, in conclusion, it is not a bad game. It is a good time sink. You know, if you're looking for something to be entertaining and yet not too taxing or too, you know, too demanding of your kind of brain, basically. You know, this is a good one where you can jump on, you can craft, especially with friends, you know, and then you can progress. And, you know, recently, part of the reason I decided to do this unfair review is because I've seen a little bit of rumbling on, you know, just kind of the news feed on Steam for this game, where the people in charge of this game, or whatever, have been talking about how they've basically been talking about what they're planning to do and stuff. And I think the main reason is because there's been so little movement, so little progress from Starbound, as a game, since it got all hyped and loads of people played it. I haven't seen that many changes. It hasn't moved that further on from where it was. I think they're either preparing for a fairly big update coming soon, in which I may do a video if it adds enough stuff, if it kind of adds some interesting things, and kind of ups itself in appeal. I might do a video. Or the other reason might be just purely because people have forgotten about it. For the most part, it's there. People are aware of it in kind of a vague way, but in their minds, it is very much a game that has gotten a bit old before it's even been released. And as I said, that's one of the problems with early access. When you're making a game, if you've got to really think, if you put it into early access, how long is it going to take to be released? Because if it's too long, especially with games like this, it gets kind of boring. It gets boring and people overplay it, even if it's really, really fun, and then they're just not that interested in it anymore. So there you go, guys. I will be coming out. I'll be coming out with a fair few more unfair reviews on other games that are early access, or just games that I haven't gotten around to. For example, Thief, Goat Simulator, and other games. So expect those ones coming up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're wondering to yourself whether I advise you to get Starbound or not, I'd say there's no harm in waiting. Personally, with games like this especially, it's best to wait until the content's been released. Otherwise, you'll enjoy it. It is a good game. It is entertaining, especially with friends. But at the end of the day, it's worth waiting until they've released more content and it's actually a bit more fleshed out. That's all. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's my opinion. Take of that what you will, and I will see you guys in the next video.